Hey folks, Cliff Ravenscraft here from Podcasting A to Z, and I wanted to give you this behind-the-scenes look into how I do my podcast workflow. Now, this video is called A Proven Podcast Workflow, and I want to tell you that this is step 2 that I'm getting ready to show you. By the way, let me just tell you, step 1 is simply show preparation. Now, for you, that could take as low as 10 minutes to prepare for your show. For me, I usually take 1 hour, sometimes 2. I've been known to take a little bit longer than that, but usually an hour is good for show preparation. It's deciding ahead of time what do I want to put into my show. But anyway, let's just assume that you have been preparing for your show. Now you're ready to record. I want to tell you that step 2 is recording your episode. All right, now I'm going to show you how I record my episodes so that I don't have as much work in step number 3, which is post-production or editing. Okay? So let me go ahead and just show you. By the way, and if your step 2 is nothing more than you taking a digital audio recorder and talking into it or speaking into a microphone that might be plugged directly into your computer, that's perfectly fine. Step number 2 is just recording your show. But let me show you how I record my show, Podcast Answer Man, which is a show that's primarily me talking into a microphone and playing audio clips. Here's how it goes. I'm going to just go ahead and get my audio recorder here, make sure that it is ready to go, and it is recording in WAV format. I've already gone through the digital audio training tutorial, or the digital audio recorder training tutorial, so I know about my audio levels being between 12 and 6.
Hey Cliff, this is Jay Scott with the Big Buck Registry.
Checking all the audio levels and stuff like that before I even hit the record button, and we're all set to go. So here we go. Check this out. Podcast Answer Man, episode number 311.
Entertaining, educational, and encouraging content that makes a difference. This is GSPN.TV. Join the community.
Hello, everyone. This is Ray Edwards from RayEdwardsPodcast.com. And you're listening to the man who not only teaches other people how to podcast, but has produced well over 3,000 of his own podcast episodes. Cliff Ravenscraft. He is the Podcast Answer Man.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Podcast Answer Man. My name is Cliff Ravenscraft, and this, my friends, is the podcast about podcasting, helping you take your show to the next level. It doesn't matter if you're a brand new podcaster, if you have been podcasting for many years, or you haven't quite yet recorded that first episode. There's something we can all do to take our show to the next level. That's right, my friends, and I am recording a very special sample episode for my Podcasting A to Z students, and you guys will notice that while I played all the different audio clips, everything stayed the same. I had my audio levels just right. And then when I started playing the music, I turned down the volume just a little bit, and I was able to hear my voice and the music together to see exactly what it's going to sound like when it's finished. And I already know by looking here that my audio levels were just right, so that's awesome. Now, normally I would just talk in my show, tell people what we're going to hear. I would maybe do some personal plug of the week. I would talk about somebody. I could even say, let me just go ahead and tell you about the backstage pass. Listen to just the first few seconds of this intro. It's really awesome.
Mic check, 1, 2, y'all ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready to go backstage? Let's go!
Welcome to Backstage Pass. Real artists, real hip-hop. This is the show where we get behind the scenes.
Now, doesn't that sound amazing? I mean, that is just really awesome, and that's why you should go over there and check out Brian Kane over at BackstagePass.com. Actually, that's not the website address, but anyway, you can go to podcastanswerman.com/backstagepass because I did do my show prep and make sure that I made that link as easy as possible. Anyway, we're going to go to the voicemail feedback hotline. Jay Scott has a question for us. Jay, I'm ready for your question. Take it away.
Hey, Cliff, this is Jay Scott with the Big Buck Registry podcast. First, I want to say thank you very much for all that you do. I recently launched my first podcast, and I absolutely could not have done it without you. And I'm only so far have all I've done so far is just...
All right, so let's just pretend that he just asked a question. Now I would answer that question. And as you can see, I could queue up plenty of different questions for my show and all of those different things. And when I'm ready to end my show, I make sure that I bring my audio level for the music all the way down to the bottom, and then I just turn it up just a little bit, and I hit this button. Well, my friends, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Podcast Answer Man. Thank you for tuning in this week. I hope that you have found the content that I have shared extremely valuable. Well, my friends, I want to also say thank you to those of you who have been using my Bluehost affiliate link. As you guys know, when you sign up for a hosting account with Bluehost, I get a pretty generous commission, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. Now, for those of you who are watching this as I'm recording this outro for this sample video here for Podcasting A to Z, you'll notice, well, you won't see it probably, but I can tell you right here, there's a little number that tells me I have 2 minutes and 48 seconds that I can still talk. And so this gives me an idea of all the different things that I might be able to say or promote. Hey, by the way, did you guys know that I will be speaking at the Platform Conference in November in Dallas, Texas? I would love to meet you guys there. Just go over to platformconference.tv. Again, that's platformconference.tv and use promo code CLIFF, CLIFF, my first name, in the shopping cart or on the website. When you register, it will get you $100 off. You like that? I just said it will get you. It will get you. You will get $100 off. Do you guys see how I'm making mistakes as I continue to talk? And I just move forward. I go with the flow. I don't have to be perfect, but if I wanted to, I could always stop and then make a mistake and go forward and just start the outro again and fix it in post-production. Anyway, yeah, so I still have another 1 minute 43 seconds if I want to, or if I wanted to, I could just say, well, guys, that is going to wrap it up. Thank you again, and until next time, I encourage you to take everything you do to the next level. All right, and so I just took the music and I basically turned it down, and now check this out. I can go up here, turn the music back up, or turn the audio clip volume back up, and do this.
Podcast Answer Man.
And then I'm going to hit the stop button. That is all there is to it. Now what I'm going to do is I would take out the Roland recorder here, pull this off the top, and pop out the SD card. And let's see, can you see this computer here? If not, I am sticking the SD card into the side of my iMac. And from this point forward, I'm going to switch you over to my desktop view. Okay, so here we are on the desktop. You can see here, I'm going to pull up my Finder window. And here we are. And I'm going to go to this little no-name card. And this right here, this WAV file, is my recording. Now, I will tell you, if you're on a Mac, you want to click the file. If you want to move it off of the card, which I do, I actually hold down the Command key and then move it to the desktop. And that is copying it over. There we go. And now I can eject the card, and I will just put the card right back into my digital audio recorder. And the next thing that I want to do is I want to open up Adobe Audition here on my desktop. And I'm just going to drag the WAV file in. All right, so there's the WAV file. Now, for those of you who have watched Adobe Audition, you know that I actually run this thing called my secret sauce. And I'm just going to go in here and click on that and hit apply. And of course, that secret sauce is found in Adobe Audition 101, that tutorial, if you're interested in it. If not, it's not a big deal. It's just something that I run. But as you can see here, that is already finished. And now if I go to the beginning of the file, I'm just going to zoom in and make sure there's no real gap. I can see that there was a little bit of space, and it's just maybe 1/10 of a second from the time I hit the record button until I actually spoke. And I'm going to hit play here to see how this sounds. Podcast Answer Man, episode number 311.
Entertaining, education.
All right, that sounds really good. And then if I go all the way to the end, remember I played the music and then I faded it down. Now, normally I would let my music play all the way through. I would talk all the way through to the end. But here's where I ramp down the music. And right there. Now, if I go over here, I actually talked after that. All right. And so I just took the music and okay, so I'm going to go all the way here. And I want to get to the place where I have Podcast Answer Man.
Podcast Answer Man.
And then I'm going to, of course, and then you hear my voice after that. So all I'm going to do, and this is all the post-production I usually ever have to do. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to come all the way over here and highlight this all the way to the place where it's got the end of that music. And now, and I can see there's still, for me, there's still a little bit of space between that and that, which I'm going to delete. All right, so here's what it sounds like at the end.
Podcast Answer Man.
So there you go. That show is done. So now that I'm finished with this, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here to File. I'm going to hit Save. And here's my save dialog box. I'm going to put this as PAM311. And I'm going to change this. Oh, no, I don't want it as a WAV file. I'm going to change it to MP3. And I am going to change this to 128 kilobits per second because I'm using the Fraunhofer encoder. And that is going to do it. It's going to save it to my desktop. So I just click OK. And there we go, my friends. Okay, now that we have saved this as an MP3 file, you can, by the way, choose to save your WAV files, the uncompressed WAV files, the originals. I personally don't, so I'm just deleting that. Step number 5 is actually tagging your MP3 file. So I'm just going to take my MP3 file and I am going to use the ID3 tag editor. Now, there is a tutorial that's already been provided for you that talks about tagging your file. And this is how I'm going to tag mine. I'm just going to go ahead and click on Pictures and click Add. And I'm going to put on here Podcast Answer Man and click Open. And then the title of this episode is going to be 311, a sample only. All right, so there we go. And the artist is going to be Cliff Ravenscraft. And for me, I usually put podcast answerman.com, and the genre is podcast, and I'm just going to click update. So once you have tagged your MP3 file, next step, and step number 6, is uploading your MP3 file to Libsyn. Now, we do have a separate tutorial on Libsyn basics, and so that'll be assigned to you if you haven't gone through it already. But next, I'm going to just go over to libsyn.com. I'm going to log into my account. And I'm just going to upload it into this Generally Speaking account and hit Publish. And I'm going to say New Post. It's already under New Post. It's already got Basic. Basic is what I need. And I'm going to click on File for Download Only. I'm going to click on my hard drive. I'm going to tell it to look in the desktop. And there's PAM311, my MP3 file that I created and tagged. And then once I have that, it says awaiting upload. And I just go down here and click the Publish button. All right, so that's going to begin the upload. Now, once this upload is complete, it will give you an option to go back, and then we can get the URL of that podcast episode. And since it's only going to take a second here, I'm just going to go ahead and have us watch this. All right, so now once this is finished uploading, this is what you will see. And we want to click back to posts. And then you're going to hover over the most recent episode you just uploaded, click links, and then you're going to get this direct download URL by highlighting it and copying it. All right, next thing you'll want to do is go to your website, your WordPress website. So I'm going to go to gspn.tv/test only. This is my testing platform. All right, looks like I'm already logged in. So I just go over here under posts and I click add new. All right, now step number 8, the title of your post, enter title here. That's the title of your podcast episode. So I'm going to put on here 311, a sample only. All right, and then your post that you would normally have as a blog post, this is where my show notes would go. Step number 10 is choosing your podcast category. Right here, you can see I have a couple different categories. I'm going to put this in my podcast episodes category right there. And then step number 11 is paste the link that you have from Libsyn in the media URL box under podcast episode if you have PowerPress installed the way that has been shared in the WordPress for Podcasters tutorial. So I'm just going to click inside of there and choose paste, and I'm going to hit the verify button. There we go, and I get a green media verified successfully thing. And once I have clicked verify and everything looks good, I just go up here and click the publish button. That, my friends, is all there is to this. Now, once I go to the website and I can hit play, Podcast Answer Man, episode number 311.
Entertaining, educational, and encouraging content that makes a difference.
Okay, so we can see that it's already available there. Now, the one other thing that I want to do is I'm going to pull up a special application that's going to let you see my my iPhone here, and I'm just going to show you the Apple Podcasting app, and there is my test platform is right here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to have it refresh to see if there's any new episode, and what do you know, it's right there, and if I click play, Answer Man, episode number 311.
Entertaining, educational, and encouraging content that makes a difference.
This is gspn.tv.
Join the community.
Hello, everyone. This is Ray Edwards from RayEdwardsPodcast.com. And you're listening to the man who not only teaches other people how to podcast, but has produced well over 3,000 of his own podcast episodes.
Okay, so you get the idea there, and everything works fine. That is all there is to it. Anyway, my friends, that is the proven podcasting workflow that will help you get through posting all of your new episodes step by step.